Welcome to another Maksiwa tutorial video. Today, we're going to be going over how to set up your RBB.1000. For this process, you will need a box cutter, and inside the RBB box, you'll find a 10mm, 13mm combo wrench, a 17mm, a 10mm wrench, and a Phillips head. In order to maintain good quality on our machines, Maksiwa ships the RBB.1000 in two boxes, an inner and an outer. Let's start by opening these up. Once you've opened these up, pull all the parts out. Once everything is out on a table, this is what you should have: a router box, a box of hardware, and the RBB.1000. Start by opening up your hardware box and removing all the parts inside. Unwrap any parts that are wrapped and lay them out on the table. Now that we have the parts laid out on the table, let's go over what they are. First, we have the router clamp, the RBB extension arms with the knobs, tools for the installation, the table clamps, a shock, a dust collector port, and the router bit. But we'll save the router bit for later. Let's start by grabbing the clamp. Unscrew the bolt, feed the bolt through the front, and bolt it onto the clamp. Make sure that the side with the Allen screw is facing out. With the 13mm wrench, tighten the bolt. Till it's snug. Make sure that your clamp moves freely and you don't have any wobble or play in the bushings. Next, we're going to install the dust collector port. To do this, we must first unscrew the bolts, then remove the front cover, place the dust collector port in the front, and feed the bolts through the rear. Tighten with the Phillips head screwdriver. You can then put your front cover back. With the dust collector port already installed, let's go ahead and install the shock. Start by removing the bolt that is inside the shock housing. Next, we're going to install the shock in the upper bracket. Next, screw the bolt into the upper bracket, like so. Attach the shock to the bolt on the upper bracket. Then do the same for the router bracket. Make sure that the pins are pushed in all the way. Next, let's install the RBB front bar. To do this, we're going to screw in the knobs to make room for us on the table. Next, move the front bar out of the way. With the extension arms, feed those through the RBB. Move the front bar to the front and feed the extension bars through. Next, bolt down the bars. Tighten down the knobs. And snug the bolts in the front. Now, let's attach the RBB.1000 to your workbench with the clamps provided. With the RBB secured to your workbench, you are now ready to go ahead and install the router. First, locate your bit and remove it from the packaging. Place the bit inside the router and hand tighten. Then, with the 10mm and the 17mm, snug the bit. Slide the router through the clamp. Before tightening the clamp, make sure that your bit is a 1/16 away from the guide. You are now ready to use your RBB.1000. Thank you for watching this tutorial video on how to set up the RBB.1000.